Brodsky. Brodsky. Oh, Brodsky with the Golf livery. Beauty as well. Hoskins with the Penguin livery. And Wouters as well under the 242 race car. Whew. As we are in overtime, and that is it for the quali, I think, largely. Club Penguin livery goes hard. Yeah, that's Penguin Racing for you. Ooh, a ghost face. Does Hoskins has that as well? Kinda beautiful. Kinda beautiful. If we would have seen Aufschneider driving today, he would have driven under the muffler livery. That thing is beautiful as well. I'm not sure if you can see it. Technically, Skin Companion should do this. Why is it doing that? Now, no, it doesn't work that way. Doesn't work. There we go. There we go! Here we go. For the half-hour race. Golf livery is gorgeous, yes. Yes. I agree. That was actually, we used that car back then for the banner for when we used that Porsche as an organizer. We used that exact livery. Alright, and here we go. On Fuji, this is the penultimate race. The last one will be in 2 weeks on Nürburgring Steilstrecke. No. Yes, Steilstrecke loop, which it's going to be an interesting race. It's going to be an interesting race, and we are looking at Venuti, and look at the grid. Did it really matter that Venuti got first place? That he got pole? I don't think it did much. But look at him here. And I feel like it's going to be very, very interesting once we go into the banked turn. That is T1. 1 minute left. Yeah, and that is going to be an interesting one. I feel like we are probably not seeing a 4 wide here. I wish the first corner was still used. You mean that one? Or which? With a chicane in front or something. The banking. Oh, but we will. So this is the one we will use, right? The banking turn is the one we will... you mean it was still used today? In real life. Okay. Venuti does not have the best start. Janak does. Brodsky in the back as well. We are green light. I hope I am in the pits, actually. I do hope so. Vaina, Janak, and Venuti. And we're going into the banking. Side by side for sure. And it'll be interesting to see them running down here. The inside is held by Vaina. But now... Oh, and we have a touch! And we have a big touch! And Venuti is out! Janak crashed All because Vina touched him right there.
Start your engines.
Where he didn't want it. Where he didn't want. Good luck and have a nice race. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So Venuti back racing again. But to be honest, quite low in damage. And nobody has lost the suspension to it. Oh boy. Yes, Fredapad, that is indeed a Bible. Just maybe put G say or say to it so we can listen to it. Yanak tries to get it back side by side with Hoskins, but closes it up real nice. Quisty in P4. Coming up. Good night, Dylan. Have a good one. Bye-bye. I see you tomorrow. Quisty in P4. Voutas a bit in front of that in P3. Vina currently leading. But I think there will be a harsh penalty for that maneuver in T1. Brodsky and Voutas fighting hard. Sleepy time, yes. And thank you for the hydration. I appreciate it. Have a good night, Nikan. Have a good night, Delendai. Thanks for dropping by into the stream. And let's see who wins here. 7 people on the track. Venuti with damage. Hoskins not with damage. Yanak with bad damage. And Vina has to kinda get away now.
Fred DAP says, okay, so it took more time than it so, but I'll send you the setup for Mugello and you can try it. It is more on the sketchy side and you can flat out corners in S1 which you could prefer yourself, but it actually rotates nicely now and turns in for the long high speed Richtande relatively good. I'd give you head brake power unlocked, but you should do that as I put it on 92%, which felt quicker, but people might want to change it if it is to oversteer in S1 then max out the rear camber again.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much. I love the German accent. Yes, G-Say is the German language model. And if you do exclamation mark say, it's the normal English one. It'll take like Moist Critical or something random. But if you do G-Say, it's the German language model. So it's kind of goofy. Yeah, Mr. Fredipat, you might have a bit of delay. May I suggest respawning your browser? It's not the right word, but we have a very, very close battle with Quisty and Yanak. F-Say is not a thing yet. Maybe I have to look into adding the French language model as well. We can definitely do that. Fastest lap for Brodsky so far, a 15. Venuti with a 13. And he doesn't have much damage so far. Made the move to Hoskins, currently in P6. Catching up to Quisty. Venuti, P6. No Swedish. If there is a Swedish language model, I can add it. But if there isn't, like, I can't do more than that. I need a free Swedish language model. So there we go. Brodsky. Still in the mix, 5 minutes in. Yanak. Am I up to speed? I think so, I think. I think you are. Brodsky catching up is also very, very close to being in the second of Vina. Wouters, 2 seconds behind that, has to catch up a bit with Martin Brodsky. Michael Janak in P4 is now extremely close, side by side, and makes the move there. And leaves Wouters in P4. Janak back into P3. And Venuti makes the move on Questi as well, side by side. In the mid-sector, has the nose into the front, and I think he has that for sure. Now the battle is Janak and Venuti. I think they're very, very slowly getting back into the front. 7 minutes done in this race, almost. Last turn, and down to the straight. Here we go. Is there... I have to take a look at it because I'm not 100% sure. I am not 100% sure. There is no mandatory pit stop, because otherwise I would have said maybe go for the repair. But I think Venuti is going to stay out for this. Janak has much, much worse damage in comparison. And Vina is losing time there in the front. He is in the first place and he has to defend for it. As Venuti makes the move on Wouters as well. Round the inside there. Round the inside. Through the inside of T1. And out of that turn. And he is closing in on Janak. And that is probably going to be the overtake. I was saying that, Predipat, you probably would have enjoyed driving this. This would have been a cool race, I think. Especially with you in the mix, because Venuti and Janak are quick. As you know them. And Vina in the front made a mistake. Is already in P2 now. As Brodsky has swept through into the lead of the race. Vina is losing time and time. And look at the damage that Janak has so far. And Vina is just drifting the car in, and he loses 2 places in 1 turn. If he doesn't make too much of an aggressive move on Venuti, it doesn't look like it. He has the inside still. But we have to be careful because Vina almost touching Venuti again. And we are again at the last turn. Going. You can't make this shit up. Vina touching Janak again. And rejoining. Did we see a weird rejoin today? Yes. Did I think that we would see it twice? No. But you never know. You never know. Vina almost taking out another person. And now has to be very careful to not lose the place to Hoskins as well. Going to the last place. Wouters P5 so far, and Janak, Venuti, and Brodsky are fighting for the lead very, very soon, as Venuti already did a 13 with front damage. Janak is keeping up in P3. Right behind is getting closer and closer. We are at T1 yet again at the exit right now, and Janak tries his best to put as much time out of the car as possible with the damage that he currently has. And you can see by the time... Yeah, well, you can't see. Let me change that. SE chat off. And let me push myself up here. And flip myself. There we go. Now you can actually see what is going on in this race, because if we look at the interval right now of this 10-minute race now, that where this 30-minute race where 10 minutes are already done, racing. Brodsky is losing time. And Venuti is catching up. Half a lap it took for him to get a second out of the time. And Brodsky is under attack very, very soon. Janak tries to keep on with it, but he has damage. And I already know what Janak will say right after the race is done. And yeah, that it was a bit of a move on Vina there. Going that much at it. And Vina actually made a move to Wouters. I have not seen what happened back there. But yeah, Venuti, it's going down. We are in the slipstream of Brodsky, and that is the battle for the lead here on Fuji. We don't have many good TV cameras. We only have the statics, and they're not good, but we're side by side. The two Porsches are side by side, and Venuti takes the inside. Goes wide now, and we have a switchback. We are still side by side, and the inside is occupied by yours truly, Martin Brodsky. But Venuti has a much better run into the turn. Brodsky, although still quite close, is probably going to lose Venuti in the next few seconds. But he can try his best to stay there. Janak is getting closer and closer behind 2. And now we have a battle in the back that we will jump towards in just a moment. And oh, Brodsky loses it. Brodsky loses it. Janak goes through. Brodsky P3. As he touches the outside of the track very quickly. And that just sends your car sideways. Let's go back to the battle for P5. And ultimately for P4, as Quisty in the front there seems to be having maybe a few problems too. Is Quisty, P4, is currently defending against Vina. And Wouters is getting closer to Vina as well. So we're still pretty much in the pack here on Fuji. And I think we will see an overtake fairly soon. Vina should be in the slipstream of Quisty after the exit. If he gets a good exit there. It's probably not enough for that. Vina with damage. Front, left, right, and back. Well, I think his left side seems to be okay for now. Wouters not with damage. Had a much better exit. And I think he can contest Vina right at T1. Throwing it in there now. 0.7, 0.8, 0.8 of a second away. And while Vina is closing in on Quisty, Wouters is losing time to Vina. The battle for P4 is right here, right now. Halfway done with the race. And Venuti is far in the front in P1. Janak is 2 seconds away, probably because of the damage. Loses a lot of time behind. And let's look at Weinert for a moment. In his Porsche, he has done some damage to the grid today, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure it's... Like, I'm sure it's not meant as malicious, but it did happen. And now Vina has to make the best out of it. He might be able to go for Quisty. We might see a battle just yet. Closing in. Vina, if he catches the last turn on a good side, If he gets as much speed out of that turn as possible, he will have Quisty on T1. Maybe even already overtaken. There it is. There it is. Straightening the wheel, but outside. Barely. Maybe barely inside of the slipstream. But since he has damage, he's losing. He's losing out. Wouters with problems. Lost 2 seconds in the process. Hoskins, on the other hand, is closing in from P7. He tries for P6 now. This is the closest battle you see on track currently. Hoskins, Wouters, and Viner Quisty. Extremely close on the grid today. Even 17 minutes in. And the exit here is very, very important. Hit that right and you have him. Wonder how much is up here. Is there a team order? Will they switch maybe? Because Hoskins currently seems to be slightly quicker than Wouters. Or is everything on the table? Can we battle? Can the two teams actually... Can the team actually battle each other? Are the drivers allowed? Wouters, team leader of Penguin Racing, going wide, and Hoskins moving over into P6. That was a clear overtake there. I wouldn't say that was much of a... And Viner with a mistake. No, never mind. Never mind. Sorry, never mind. Never mind. I was confused there for a moment. As we're running into a quick Twitch ad in just a bit. And Viner is probably setting the car side by side with Quisty any moment now. Brodsky also with issues here, losing some valuable time. And Viner, he is in the slipstream, but you see it at the interval. He is still losing time of the in-front driving Quisty. That is what damage can do to you. That is what the damage does. Now he's slowly gaining. Now he is slowly gaining from the slipstream. And he is probably trying to make a move. Viner now very close. 0.2. 0.2. 1/10. And there he is. But he is way too sharp into the exit of the turn. Can he still hold on to it? It looks like he made the move. Made it look easy. Viner in P4. Now gunning for Brodsky. But can he? And Quisty is also still in the mix. Half a second behind. 0.6. Probably going to make the move. Better now than later. He's gunning for it. Waiting for that exit of the turn. But almost touching the grass there. And now losing time. Almost out of the second. Out of the second now of Viner. Viner currently P4. He might be able to get into P3 for it. Rest assured, I am not the organizer of this, so judgment will fall when we will later see what Viner will get in terms of a penalty, but that is penalty enough as he crashes badly into the wall. And he goes back onto the track and he moves to the inside line and he's out of the race. He is out of the race. He gives up, disconnects from the server, retires the car. Viner is out. Not taking any more damage. but is probably still getting an after-race penalty for the stuff that happened at the beginning of the race with Venuti and Janak. Side by side in T1, you remember, and Weiner in the inside, overdoing it, slightly touching Janak. Janak having to adjust, hitting Venuti in the process. Both of them sustaining major damage, one more than the other. Venuti with front damage that so far slows him down, I would say, about half a second to his qualifying time. But currently he is running very, very good race and a very good race and good lap times. Janak, who has much more damage, is running 14s. Mid-14s now as the best lap. And I already know what the chat will say right after the race. Janak does not like behavior like this. So, I already know he won't like it. He definitely won't like it. And fast out, 8 minutes left in this race. A few more laps left in this penultimate race for the Porsche 718 Cup. Janak currently in the front, leading the championship. Also has driven every race so far in this championship. There's only one other driver who has also driven every race so far, and that is Hoskins, who is currently in P5. Wouters, 9 out of 9, with this being the 10th race for him. Aufschneider could not make it today, but he is still in the run for second place in the championship. I think first place is out of the question with Janak being so far ahead. And with only Nürburgring Steilstrecke as the last round. This is going to be in 2 weeks. On the 29th, we will have the last race of this Porsche Cup here. And so far, it has been a blast. Janak, 10 out of 10 races ran and 10 out of 10 podiums. Hello, Augusto. Welcome, welcome. And Quisti also still in P7, fighting with Brodsky currently. In the standings, actually. Michael Schulz also still in the standings, has run one race. And if he runs the last race, could potentially be in the top 10 in this championship. Quisti P7. Wouters P4, Venuti P3. Beauty. Beauty. Closest battle on the track currently is Quisti versus Brodsky. That battle is still on. If there is something we can expect in the next 5 minutes, we don't know yet. Hugo, bye-bye. Have a good night. Sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow. Venuti with a 12.7. It does not look like the damage is doing much to his car because he is just running very well so far. In P1, 10 seconds in the front, 5 minutes left. Wow. Wowee. What an extraordinary performance here from Venuti. From For Fun Sim Racing. Matteo Venuti has some achievements down under his belt. The Porsche Street Cup, he won that in Pro-Am. No, he got second place in Pro-Am. And he won. Is that is... Wait a minute, that is a Diff 1. Let me see. Yes, he won this year's 29th of November 24 hours of Nordschleife in the Pro-Am category for GT3. He has the badge in his achievement draw. So he is very well known in the community for fun sim racing. He has been driving a few races for us as well. Like Muffler Shop races, not under Muffler Shop Racing, but he has been driving races for Muffler Shop. Although very rarely. I think Venuti drives very specific races. And Quisty, currently it does not look like Quisty can get Brodsky for third place. It doesn't look like it's going to be a podium today. 8 people signed up, 7 people are currently driving. We are missing Fiorenza. Who will be unfortunately missing some pace rating for this. Sad, but it is what it is. 2 minutes left in this 30-minute race. And if you want to make a move on Brodsky, you better make it now. And Quisty, that's from 4 to 3 seconds. He is catching up. Brodsky made a bit of a mistake there in the front. I saw the brake lights on that exit, which usually is... I think he braked a bit much there. And now Quisty is hunting down Brodsky. And out. You can already see the Golf livery. He just has to keep on catching him now. Because this is going to be the penultimate lap. And after that, basically, now Venuti is on the start straight. Which means this is going to be the last lap for Venuti now. Let's go on a lap with the legend. Who is winning this here today, despite being crashed right at the beginning. From last to first after T1. Having pole. What a race he has driven here today. Throwing the car in. I'm back. How's it going? We have seen a beautiful, beautiful race so far. Lot of fighting. A few crashes. We are on the last lap. And Venuti seems to be bringing it home. The absolute legend. Very fast guy. Despite the damage. Janak, a lot more damage. Can't really get into the times of Venuti. Brodsky seems to be running in third place so far. He can see Quisty in the rearview mirror already, but I doubt it will be enough for Quisty to make the move into third place. I believe the podium is set if nothing big is happening here. Sometimes something big happens. And you know the commentator's curse is a thing. Sometimes you say one thing and then it happens. Or the exact opposite happens, you know? Yes, I know that all too well. Commentator's curse is a thing, yeah. It is, it is. Venuti! No! 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 That was not on my bingo card today. Venuti is running out of fuel. Out of fuel or killed the engine. Yanak wins on Fuji on the last lap. Brodsky brings home second place. Quisty third place. Hoskins and Wouters will be running 4th and 5th as Venuti is standing there. Broke the engine. It's the commentator's curse. That is so sad. Wow. How does that work?
Lost the lead.
How is that supposed? Like... Oh, that's an... Okay, that's an inner. Okay, I didn't see that. Never seen that before. Yes, it is actually an inner wiper. For fogged screens? I mean, I thought so, but... T1, lap 1. Oh my god. Quisty is also in the chat. I see you, Lupa. Congrats. Congrats on third. We were kind of debating here on the broadcast if you would catch Brodsky again. Because you actually had some... You were decently close then at the end there, last 2 laps. But then making third place, congrats. Absolutely congrats, Lupa. A crazy race. An engine kill on the last lap was not on my bingo card. Couldn't have been further. Wow. How do you feel, Quisty? Let me know. How are you? Did you have fun in the race? I hope you did. That was really, really cool. I enjoyed that. Olin back to the slots. And winning again. And winning again.